I'm not even really sure where my head is at with starting this video, but I don't know. I kind of just want to talk about freestyle, and I want to freestyle today. And I'm hoping that if anything that I share in this video resonates with even one person who's kind of feeling similarly, that it will help you to know that you're not alone, or help that person to know that they're not alone in their freestyle journey. Sounds so heavy. It's a happy thing. It's not so serious. No, but on the real, I feel like recently I've been at a place with my freestyle where I feel like I'm turning a corner or coming to a new level, but almost at the same time I feel like I'm regressing. I think it's because in some ways I'm letting go of things that in the past I've previously thought, oh, this is what makes me good at freestyle, this is what makes my rounds look good. But what I've come to realize, and what I think is pushing me to the next level, is I'm realizing that I'm holding so tightly to certain things that in my head I decided are what make me good or what make me look like I know what I'm doing. But I've realized those things are actually limiting me or holding me back from being able to tap into my fullest potential, being able to tap into my full facility. So I feel like I'm in this weird spot of shedding old ideas and old ways of thinking about my movement and stepping into a new mindset. And in doing that, it almost feels like I'm laxing, like my dedication to the precision of my movement. But I know in reality that it just means that I'm letting go of hard-fought, hard-won habits that have kind of gotten instilled in me in my movement, and that sort of ultimately have started to hold me back because I've decided, oh, those are the things that make me good, without actually focusing on my movement and what I have to offer and the ideas and the concepts that stick out to me while I'm freestyling. So I don't know if anything that I'm saying is actually making sense, or if this video is actually going to reach anybody like I'm hoping it will, but I guess what I'm trying to say is that if you feel like you're in a weird transitional space with your movement, or you feel like your freestyle is sort of taking on a new shape, or you're taking a new perspective on your movement, you feel like you're trying to push into the next level or the next version, the next iteration of your style, I would say that it is good to just trust that and to trust the work that you've already done. Now, that doesn't mean that you disregard everything that you have learned thus far, but there is also space for you to trust yourself. At the end of the day, it is you who is doing the dancing. It is you who is moving. And you have to trust yourself before you can step into the next iteration of your style, before you can make the next leap. I feel like this idea of your growth is on the other side of whatever you're fearful of or whatever you're scared of. I feel like right now what I'm afraid of is if I sort of let go of certain ideas or certain things that I've been holding on to when it comes to my freestyle, that I'm going to lose detail, or I'm going to lose things that I've been working for a long time on, or that I'm going to lose the things that make my freestyle good in the first place. That's kind of what I'm afraid of right now. And so I'm choosing to actively let go of that and step forward in faith that what I find on the other side is going to be a more holistic, a more well-rounded, a more attuned version of my movement that isn't riddled with questioning and anxiety, or with perfectionism, or things that hold me back or that make me feel constrained or tight. I want to move into a place with my movement where I feel more whole body and expressive and intuitive. I want my movement to come from a place that is authentic to me versus trying to replicate somebody else's brilliance or somebody else's nuance. Not to say that it is bad to be inspired by others or to mimic what others are doing in order to learn. That's a great thing. I do that all the time. I have the people that I'm inspired by and the people that make me want to dance and that I watch all the time and that I'm like, dang, I want to dance like them. That's one thing. But if you judge every movement that you make based off of other people's movement or other people's decisions, or even what you think other people are going to think about your movement, then it will always be predicated on other people's approval. Or every choice is going to feel like a test. You're always going to wonder, am I making the right choice? And I feel like that's another thing that I'm coming to realize about my freestyle and about my movement, is that a lot of times it's not necessarily about there being a right or a wrong choice. There are things that are right and wrong, things that are incorrect and correct about dance, but when it comes to freestyle and when it comes to making choices about how to utilize the tools that I have, there's not always necessarily a right or a wrong answer. And I'm getting to a place where I'm starting to understand far clearer what is correct and incorrect. And I also am getting to a place where my movement is starting to take on its own individuality and its own sort of inflections, and my movement is starting to become more unique to me, and I'm starting to make choices that I feel are original to me and who I am and the way that I want to dance. And within that, I feel like I'm learning that just because you don't have the outward approval or the outward confirmation from somebody else telling you that this is dope and that this is good, that doesn't mean that it isn't. Now, it is always great to be in community and to be around people who can, shed light into your exploration, but that doesn't mean that your personal exploration or the personal choices that you're making within your movement are invalid. And I really feel that the core skill that we're developing as freestyle dancers is a trust of our intuition. It's multifaceted. It's one, learning how to train in a way that allows us to trust our intuition, that allows us to trust the choices that we're making by learning new vocabulary, practicing concepts, and just familiarizing ourselves with the foundation of this dance. And then there's also the trust of the choices that you make with those elements, with the vocabulary, with the concepts, with the foundations that you are learning and practicing. There comes a point where it's not just about repeating those ideas. It's not just about executing a basic foundation concept or executing a step correctly. It's about executing it or doing it in the way that you would. It's about taking those pieces, those foundational building blocks, and utilizing them to build and to cultivate your own iteration of the dance. And I don't know. I guess that's kind of where I feel like I'm at. I feel like I've been there for a long time, but I feel like recently especially I'm stepping into an even deeper version of that. I'm trying to fall into an even deeper trust of my own movement and of my own intuition when it comes to the concepts and the ideas and just the way that I dance, just when it comes to the way that I move. So I don't know if anybody can relate to that. I don't know if anything that I just said even makes any sense. But what I think I'm going to do now is I'm just going to turn on some music and I'm just going to freestyle. And if anything, my intention behind this is just to show you guys somebody who is in the same process that you guys are in, and to challenge myself with some vulnerability when it comes to just raw exploration of movement and exploration as a dancer. My hope is that at the very least this video will touch you and inspire you to trust yourself. If you feel like you're at a turning point, or if you feel like maybe you've been stuck in your freestyle for a long time, I hope that this video helps to sort of unlock that next level of exploration, and it just inspires you to get up, turn on some music, and just start moving. Just trust yourself, man. Just allow yourself to move, and also try to tap into that original love, people talk about it all the time, your original why. Just try to tap into the actual enjoyment of the movement. Try to have fun with it. Try to focus on, what is it about this that I love? What is it about this that actually makes me excited and that sets my heart on fire? And move from that place. Don't move from a place of trying to replicate or to make the right decision or trying to be correct in a way. There's plenty of time to refine and to add and to study the concepts and the ideas that make the dance what it is. And then there's also time to enjoy and to indulge in the work that you have done and in the knowledge that you have. And I think that that's a vital component or a vital part of the whole journey. If it's all structure, then the freedom leaves. And if it's all freedom, then the structure leaves. So we need both. And I guess right now what I'm wanting you guys to tap into is the freedom, and more so than the freedom, just the love that you have for this dance and for this art form. At least that's what I'm hoping this video encourages you to do. So anyways, enough of that. I'm going to turn on some music, and I hope that you guys leave this video feeling inspired, or at least feeling like someone else is where you're at.